Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're unpacking something specifically for you, our listener.
hmm
We've got a stack of sources here, a detailed report, some comparisons, all about the Athletic app.
Right, and how it interfaces with your Apple Watch.
Exactly. The mission for this deep dive is pretty clear. We want to cut through the noise, focus specifically on the positives of using Athletic
Yeah,
for health and fitness tracking, using that device you might already have on your wrist.
it's like unlocking hidden potential.
Yeah, exactly. Getting more out of hardware you already own, giving you deeper insights maybe into like your body's readiness.
That's right. Our sources, they really position Athletic as this sophisticated software layer.
Okay.
It's designed to really boost what the Apple Watch already does for health tracking.
So it's not replacing it, but adding to it.
Precisely. It takes the data your watch collects, heart rate, HRV, sleep, all that.
The standard stuff.
The standard stuff, yeah.
Mm.
And it translates it into insights you normally find in, more specialized trackers.
But without needing another device.
Exactly. No separate hardware. It basically bridges a gap in what Apple offers natively, makes your watch a more powerful health tool for understanding recovery performance.
Okay, so it fills a gap. Because, many of us wear the watch, we see the numbers,
Right.
but maybe we don't always know what they really mean. Like, how should I train today? Should I rest?
That's exactly the problem it tries to solve.
So what does Athletic actually add? What are the key things?
Okay, so the sources highlight several key features. The big one probably is the daily recovery score.
Recovery score. Okay.
It gives you a snapshot of your body's readiness. It's a score from 0 to 100%.
And what's that based on?
Primarily heart rate variability, HRV. That's subtle timing difference between heartbeats.
Right. Key indicator for your nervous system.
Exactly. And also your resting heart rate.
Got it. So it uses those core metrics, crunches them.
And turns them into one easy-to-understand score.
Mhm.
And it's based on your own 60-day baseline.
Oh, so it learns you.
It learns you, yeah. Did the sources mention how users feel about it?
They did. Reports indicate that, okay, while the score is static for the day,
Mm-hmm.
users often find it aligns surprisingly well with how they actually feel, subjectively.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, especially if the Apple Watch data collection underneath is, consistent.
Like garbage in, garbage out to some extent.
Pretty much. But it seems like a key metric for making daily decisions. Push hard today, or maybe take it easier.
Very much like the features you see on Whoop and similar devices. That readiness concept.
Okay, that ability to quantify readiness, that's powerful. And it's not just about recovery, right? It tracks effort, too.
Absolutely. There's an exertion metric.
Exertion.
Yeah, scale 0 to 10. It quantifies your physiological load, like how hard your body worked through the day or during a specific workout.
And it guides you to.
It does. It suggests a target exertion zone for your activity.
Based on what?
Based on your current recovery score and, whatever personal goals you've set, helps you manage training intensity effectively.
Okay, recovery, exertion. What about sleep? Huge piece of the puzzle.
Definitely. The app offers pretty comprehensive sleep analysis. It goes way past just duration.
More than just hours logged.
Right. It gives you a sleep quality score. And that actually factors in critical stages like REM and deep sleep,
Oh, nice.
plus interruptions, respiratory rate. The sources even noted it calculates a dynamic target sleep duration
Dynamic. How so?
based on your previous day's load and your recovery. It sort of nudges you towards better sleep habits based on what your body needs.
Wow, okay. This sounds like it's really pulling a lot more actionable insight out of the watch data compared to the native app.
That's the core idea.
Did the sources mention continuous health monitoring beyond just these scores?
They did, yeah. Athletic monitors key vitals. Things like HRV, resting heart rate, blood oxygen, respiratory rate.
And wrist temp on the newer watches.
And wrist temperature, yeah, if your watch supports it. 247 monitoring.
And the point of that.
It's designed to flag anything that deviates significantly from your personal normal range.
So it learns your baseline for those two.
Exactly. So this kind of proactive monitoring, it could potentially help you spot, early signs of stress, maybe illness or overtraining, sometimes before you even feel symptoms.
That proactive element is interesting. Can you set alerts?
Yep, you can set up custom notifications for specific deviations.
That visibility, knowing your norms and seeing changes, that seems huge for just proactive health tracking.
Definitely.
And there's a journal feature too.
Yes, allows you to log things, maybe alcohol intake, diet changes, stress levels, stuff like that.
And connect the dots.
That's the value, according to the sources. Seeing empirically how those lifestyle factors directly impact your recovery score or your sleep metrics
Help you understand your own body better.
makes the connection between choices and data.
So, okay, wrapping this part up. For an Apple Watch owner, the core value prop seems really clear from the sources.
Mhm.
You get these sophisticated insights. Recovery, exertion, deep sleep analysis, that 204/7 vital monitoring against your baseline, journaling.
All from the device you already have.
Right, but what's the catch? What's the cost for this upgrade?
Well, the app itself is free to download, but yeah, the full feature set, that's behind a pro subscription.
Okay, how much are we have?
Sources noted it's relatively modest, around $30 a year, give or take.
$30 a year.
Yeah. And this is often contrasted pretty sharply with, the ongoing subscription costs, plus the hardware cost you get with dedicated devices like Whoop or Aura.
Right, those can add up quickly.
So Athletic comes out looking significantly more cost-effective, especially if you're already in the Apple ecosystem.
So, bottom line, it seems like a really budget-friendly way for Apple Watch users to get much, much deeper into understanding their health and performance data.
That's the argument. And the sources also consistently praise the app's design,
Oh, yeah.
called the UI gorgeous, incredible. Seems like powerful analytics, but wrapped up in a user-friendly package.
Good combo. Now, obviously, the app depends on the watch's data, right? How reliable is that?
That's a fair point. The app's performance does rely fundamentally on the Apple Watch's data collection. And that, it has its nuances compared to dedicated hardware.
Like maybe consistency of readings.
Right. But Athletic seems to make a strong effort to optimize this. For instance, it gives you options. You can choose to use RMSSD for HRV calculation.
Which is?
It's a specific kind of robust method for calculating heart rate variability that's often favored in sports science.
Okay.
Or it can prioritize getting a consistent HRV reading first thing in the morning, which is often considered the best time for a reliable baseline.
Ah, so it's not just displaying the data, it's actively trying to use smart methods to get the best possible data from the watch itself.
And present it usefully, yeah.
So the ideal user sounds like someone who already has the Apple Watch, is pretty data conscious, wants these deeper physiological insights.
But doesn't necessarily want to buy another tracker.
Right. And is maybe willing to be a little mindful about wearing the watch consistently to get those good results?
I think that sums it up well. In essence, Athletic really empowers your Apple Watch.
Yeah.
It turns it into a far more capable health and recovery tool.
Kind of bridging that gap towards more professional-grade insights, but using consumer tech.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's just quickly unpack this. If you already have an Apple Watch, what this deep dive shows is you can potentially gain Whoop-like insights, focused on recovery, readiness.
For about $30 a year.
All from the watch you already wear daily.
Yeah.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though.
This does raise an important question, doesn't it?
So what does this all mean for you? If software, just software, can unlock this much advanced capability in hardware you already own, what other potential is just lying dormant in the tech you use every day, waiting for the right the right app?
Something to think about.
Definitely something to think about until the next deep dive.